Hello everyone, so here we are in my living room. I figured we'd start the plant tour here just because the light ends up on this side of my house in the mornings. So here's a kind of view of how everything looks. Maybe we'll just get started over here. So this snake plant was gifted to me. I don't really know anything about it, and I kind of have a rope tied around it there just because I want it to keep growing in the same direction. But yeah, it was like someone's plant who they had for years probably and then didn't want anymore. So I don't know. If you know what type of snake plant this is, please let me know. But it is doing pretty well. And then next to it is a philodendron Brazil cutting. And it's looking pretty good. It's taken a long time to kind of grow this other leaf here. But I mean, we'll get there someday. It does have very nice leaf patterns, so I can't complain. If we head over here, so this is my alocasia poly. Again, seems to be doing pretty well, but I definitely overwatered it at first. That's why I think some of the leaves have like some damage on them. But yeah, pretty good now. And it is right next to my prayer plant, which is just doing great. I think the key for that was when I figured out it needed distilled water. So water here just wasn't cutting it. But yeah, lots of new growth on this one. Come over to closer to the window, I have this monstera cutting, and I actually had it all rooted in water. And then as I went to pot it up, I snapped the roots completely off of the plant. So I was definitely mad at myself for that. I mean, it still looks fine and it'll probably root in the pot, but bummer about that one. And then next to it, this is a golden pothos that I actually found in a dumpster. So now that I look back, that was probably kind of risky in terms of pests and stuff, but it turned out fine. And it's really loving this spot. It's super long. And I normally just take cuttings from it and then like stick them back in the soil, so it ends up being a little bit bushier. So then, if we move down here, this is my Ripsalis pilocarpa, again from cuttings that a friend gave me, which is really nice. And I just love the way this plant looks. It has that like little tuft of hair at the end. Really cute. I can't wait for it to get bigger. Then this sad little thing, I think is just a waterlogged Haworthia. I got this years ago, and I didn't really know a lot about plants, so I just completely overwatered it. And it still seems like firmly in the soil, so I'm hesitant to throw it out, but it's just ugly. So over here, I have a patio outside that I like garden vegetables on, but it's maybe for another video. So here's my umbrella plant, and it is just huge. I love it so much. That was a gift, actually from the same person who gave me the snake plant. So beautiful. There's my dog. I don't know if you can hear her grumbling, but she kind of makes those noises. Anyways, next to the umbrella plant is a croton, or a croton. I don't know, I keep pronouncing it as if it was in French. But it is a sunny star croton. All right, so let me see, I'll just head over this way. So this is my caladium, and it's looking very sad. I feel bad for it. It's not getting enough sun. But I mean, the leaf patterns are still beautiful. It's just the leaves could be way bigger, and obviously it's super leggy too. And then on top of my bookshelf, I've got a Hoya. I don't know what kind, I don't remember. It was from a cutting from a friend again. And it's beautiful, but I don't remember what kind it is. So if you have any inkling, let me know. Okay, so as you can see, we're now in my kitchen. This is where the best light comes from this window, because it is south facing. So I kind of group most of my plants over here. But first I just want to show you. So my humidity levels here are 56%, just without a humidifier or anything. Partially that's because it's summer, but also the place where I live is very humid. So the plants love it. And then over on my counter, I just have this Croton Mammy cutting, rooting in water, and it is starting to get roots, so I'm pleased with that. There's Demo again, settling in. Okay, so for this plant, the Begonia maculata whitey eye, very disappointing, but it has powdery mildew. You can kind of see. Real bummer for sure. I just got this at Rona, but it did produce this leaf, which is like much better than the other ones. So I've been treating it with just like a spray meant for powdery mildew, and I'm hoping that that'll eventually resolve it. But yeah, for now looking pretty sad. So I'll go over here next. So this is my Ficus elastica ruby. Just gorgeous. I love this plant. I love the leaf patterns on it. I think the colors are so pretty. Yeah, really love it. I only got it recently, so I'm hoping it likes to be in this spot, but right next to it is my string of pearls. And it does seem to be growing longer, but I don't know if maybe these the actual pearls themselves are supposed to be a bit like thicker or something. I don't know. I don't think it likes me that much. I don't think succulents usually like me very much. I tend to overwater them. But next to it, this is actually from Crystal Star Nursery. It's my Hoya compacta variegata. It's really cute. I really like this plant. You can see the pink on it. Slow grower though, so hopefully we'll see some growth soon. I have some bamboo. Next to it, there's my Ming Thing cactus. Little Cotyledon tomentosa variegata. And I have 3 lithops. I think they're super cute. This one looks like it's about to split, so wish it luck. Okay, so in this corner, I've got a neon pothos down here. You can kind of see. It's kind of obscured by jade pothos cuttings. Trying to focus here. It's doing pretty well. I've taken some cuttings of that too. It's a philodendron cordatum cutting that is now rooted. And it's got like some new leaves coming out here, I think, so I'm happy about that. And here's the other half of that Haworthia that I hated in the living room. And this half seems to be doing better, to give it credit. So Hoya carrii variegated. Again, this is just from Rona, I think, or Home Depot or something like that. It's doing okay, no new growth, but I think they overwatered it at the store. So we have an air plant. And then next to it is the pickle plant that I'm slowly killing. I think I overwatered that too. That seems to be my issue. So this pothos, I think maybe a golden pothos, again was a gift from that friend who gave me the snake plant and the umbrella plant. It's doing pretty well. Again, I'm just trying to take cuttings when it gets long and stick them back in the soil so that it'll kind of end up being a bushier looking plant. And then this burro's tail, looking sad right now, but it's got some new growth, so I'm happy about that. Cutting was a gift. And the longer stalk has grown really well. The little guys are still struggling, but I can tell some of them have little buds on them, so that's good. Okay, so here's where the majority of my plants are. My partner is working on building shelves to go around the window, which will be great. I think especially for some of the cacti, I'm very excited for that. So here is a silver squill. And I just got this one, so I can't really comment much about it, but I do like the way it looks. Here is my Croton mammy. Again, growing pretty well. It requires a lot of water. Here is my jewel orchid, Ludicia discolor. And they're actually very hard to find around here, so I was very happy to find this from someone on Kijiji. And I want to repot it into something a little nicer than this, but I'm scared to, because I really love this plant. Next to it, this was labeled as a Hoya australis. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but it's very beautiful. I have this guy, which I've heard is called a Shrek's ear succulent. I don't know if that's accurate. I can see why they'd call it that, but I think it maybe has another name, like it's a type of jade or something. And then over here is just a pothos cutting that I'm rooting in water in my teapot. And this is a Skindapsus silvery Ann cutting, and I'm trying to root. I think this leaf looks really good, but then the other ones are all wilty, so I don't know, maybe this one stalk is doing well. This is a pothos, I think a marble queen, I just got from a nursery around here. And here is a Thanksgiving cactus. It blooms really nice, kind of pink. Here's my Monstera adansonii. It's gotten so many new leaves since I bought it. I really like this plant. It grows really quickly. I would say it's pretty forgiving too, but it just looks cool. I really like the fenestrations. So there you can see my aloe plant. That was just like a grocery store purchase, but I appreciate an aloe in terracotta. I'm gonna move over here to my jade plant. And yeah, she's doing pretty well. She was from a cutting too. I really like her. I think she likes the sun. Okay, these things I hate. I don't know what they are. They're yeah, maybe little echeveria guys. I don't know. They're just unattractive, and I can't get them to do anything other than this. Just get really leggy. I should get rid of them soon, I think. I don't know, see if anyone else wants them. So this guy's a little split rock. in the cutest pot ever. This kind of nonplussed man. But yeah, this plant is pretty cool. I really like it. It's next to my rickrack cactus. Also doing well. Wondering, that looks like maybe that's new growth, but it's very strange. I don't know. If you guys know if that's new growth, let me know. Or if I should be concerned. So this is a Tradescantia white snow, I think. I just bought it at a nursery near here, but the hair on the foliage is just crazy looking. I love it. It is very soft. Here's my other Thanksgiving cactus, which also blooms pink. They're both really beautiful. They've been growing pretty well over the summer. And then this is my Apuntia vulgaris. And I thought it was doing pretty well, but I'm wondering if that is like sun damage there. No, it just kind of turned up. And like this. What the heck is going on there? We'll have to see. Everything else looks pretty okay, so I'm hoping it was just momentary sunburn, but alright. And then here is my Kalanchoe. This thing was an orange bloom before, but I mean, it hasn't bloomed since that one initial time, so I don't know if it ever will again, but it seems happy here. I think the foliage is really nice. And then up here, this is my Colocasia coal miner, which I just love this plant. It is huge, and it looks like the soot on the faces of coal miners, I think. You can see it's got like this blackish tinge. It's absolutely beautiful. I got it at a nursery here, and it seems to be doing pretty well. This leaf is new since I got it, and it looks like there's others coming in, so it's always a good sign. So this is my bed, and my partner actually made this little setup for me, like a little area to hang plants. As you can tell, it's mostly pothos because this room doesn't get like the best light. Kind of show you, I have half the window blocked off because I have my AC, so half the light kind of out of the picture here, but they're doing okay. The pothos are fine. Crispy wave fern also doing fine. In fact, I think it was a little sunburnt before in its previous home. Then here is another philodendron Brazil cutting from the same plant that I have downstairs. Also doing okay, also popping out a new leaf. So yeah, I really like this. I like being able to look at this when I'm falling asleep. It's kind of peaceful, and I think once these plants that were all actually cuttings from other pothos, I think once they get bigger, it's gonna look really jungly in here, which is kind of cool. So over here, I have my Tradescantia Nanook, and it's looking okay. It's got some brown tips, and I'm wondering if I overwatered it. It's like I said, I just do that so often. It's kind of my first go-to when there's a problem. Yeah, it's got some vibrant purple there. It's looking pretty good. Then this is my betta tank. My betta is back there, Bob. He's just sitting next to his bubble nest. I think that's usually his MO. But I do have a Marimo moss ball in there for him, and something called bunch plants at the aquarium store. And I'm not great with aquarium, like aquatic plants, so I don't know if that's just because they were sold in bunches or if that's like the kind of plant. They're doing okay. I'm using a a substrate that has like nutrients for them, and I have some fertilizer. So Bob really likes them. He likes swimming in them, and they kind of give him some shade from the light too, which is great. So anyways, that pretty much concludes my plant tour. Thank you guys for coming and watching. And if you liked it, give me a thumbs up and I'll make more videos soon. Bye!